Okay, so I know this is sort of kind of out of place for me to talk about in some cases, but I do kind of want to just give my thoughts on this situation. Plus, also, of course, I do want to kind of spread the word about this because this has to be the most insane thing I ever talked about, honestly. And for those who are wondering what I'm talking about, I'll link in the description down below. I'll link in the YouTuber's channel, the one who's covering all this, because I really recommend it. Because this has gotten a bit insane. And sure, I am late to the party because most people may actually know what's going on. But honestly, I really just want to talk about this and help spread the word. At least that's what I can do because has to be the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. And it's kind of unfortunate to say the least. Also, by the way, I'll be paying attention to the TV sometimes because I'm, you know, on a video game, obviously, but I figured why not? It may help me at least somewhat focus. I don't fucking know. Also, note that I am going to be ranting a little bit or go trail off. So, sorry. But I just want to get my thoughts out away. But to make it short and brief, for those who are not aware of the current situation, recently there's been a YouTuber named, well, I'll just call him Ben, who's right now is literally in Mexico because apparently there's a corrupt business known as Bricks and Minifigs, and yes, this is where it's heading, who now wants him in prison, in jail, and wants all this covered up. And the reason all of this was for the fact that they stole literally a old guy's Lego set. And that sounds pretty weird in most cases, but this is definitely the most insane story yet, which I myself will admit, knowing how I usually talk, I can definitely not do justice to the story. You have to believe me. Literally go to the channel down below and look into it yourself because it's nuts. But to give a brief summary, what happened was this old guy's son literally took his Legos to help him out with his medical bills. Do the usual trade stuff when you need money and such. And they did a contract with the original store owner of that, or store manager. The reason why I say original is because what happens next is pretty much makes them not the original store manager. But what happened was originally they had a contract. However, Bricks and Minifigs probably just looked at the contract and said, "Ooh, money," and pushed the rest of the people out of the store. And that's a little bit of mixy can of worms. I may not be able to explain it properly, but in the end, the original store owners were replaced with the new ones, and the new ones were refusing to give back the Legos, despite it being on contract that they were supposed to sell those Legos, and give the money back to the son for the father's medical bills. Again, apologies for fucking this up, because I am not good at explaining this. Recommend the video down below. I'm going to keep repeating that because it's going to be but I am going to try to get to the points, to say the least. So, and to be fair, for the most part, the first part of the story does kind of go straight forward, although it's still fucked up. So what happens is there's a little bit of legal dispute between Ben, the person who wants to get the Lego back, and this stupid store franchise. And what ends up happening is, make a super long story short, despite everything, Ben actually won a case in court by going around something of a different court thing that no one knows, including myself, because we never really heard about it, because most companies would take you to normal court, but apparently there's this unique court that doesn't cost anything, and basically they won it through that. Again, I'm not a fucking lawyer, and I'm explaining this horribly. But what happened is, after they won a case, and you know, Bricks and Minifig lost, guess what they did? They closed down the fucking store. And not only that, but after it started spreading online, thanks to Ben's putting up a sign on it. To make a long story short, right now Ben is being hunted by the freaking police around that area, to say the least. The Utah Police Department. The reason why is there's a part two to the series, although there's multiple parts now because it just gets more deeper than that. But the second big video shows that they're trying to serve them papers because they're like, okay, we'll finally take you to court. But apparently, Bricks and Minifigs kind of got cahoots with the police, and I'll explain that later. But basically, to make a super long story short, after that fails, Bricks and Minifigs basically just said, hey, we're going to flip the tables on you and put the law enforcement on your ass. Literally on video 2, they admit to this, or rather just straight up told them that. And now, long story short, Ben is in Mexico kind of hiding from the police, the corrupt police, because now they want to put him in jail for no reason. And it is true, by the way. Again, I am doing a horrible job at explaining this shit. I really recommend checking out the videos down below because it really is corruption at its finest. This is probably the most corrupt I ever seen since in the 2018, 17, 19 era. Because, goddamn. And it gets even more deeper than that. And it gets, like, super worse. For starters, the company is now trying to get Patreon and YouTube to remove not just those videos, but every other people's videos. And I'll explain the reason why I say that in a bit. Because apparently a lot of people keep missing one particular video Ben pointed out. And I'll explain in a bit. And it's kind of funny because this leads into the recent update to this situation. But Patreon said, fuck you, asshole, stuck it up your ass. Like, literally, I'm not even joking. They said no, which honestly makes sense. Plus, also, I think they know that this is pretty much bullshit, which is kind of funny. And something tells me, despite what Moist Critical said, because he's also covering this, I'm betting you a lot of money due to how fucking insane these people are. They will, in fact, literally try to sue Patreon. I am not joking. It would be cool, too, because that means Patreon can beat their ass, hence why it's insane if they even try to do it. But trust me, these people seem to be the most insane people on the planet, honestly. Like, really, I can't even do justice of every other people's video. Again, I'm super late to the party, but every single one of their descriptions is correct. Not to mention, to make matters worse, is the fact that even the Utah police have came out with a statement, and they don't have any evidence, and so has the stupid owner and the actual leader of this whole company, who doesn't also have any evidence. And finally, the icing on this cake is the fact that both the Utah police and the freaking Minifig ownership, whatever, bullshitters, are literally tied to apparently a cult-like thing, apparently, is what I'm gathering. Pretty much, and I say cult-like thing, I know it's more like a religion thing kind of thing. But yes, this is actually true, and a lot of people are now realizing it might be more cult-like, to say the least. I'm not even joking. Again, I'm trying to be careful with that one because there's now been an interesting misconception because many people are comparing the religion to, like, Scientology, apparently, and I think it, but I don't know, to say the least. And it's not Scientology, it's something even weirder. I guess I'll say it honestly, it's the Mormon church, which does have some problematic stuff, believe it or not. Now I'm going to start seeing people literally start doing speed runs in their churches after this situation. But anyways, if you know what I mean, with the whole meme involving busting into buildings and literally running around and all that. But anyways, point is, this whole thing is just bullshit. And like I said, my video is not good, obviously. I'm explaining this horribly, other than the fact that, yeah, this is a very serious and messed up situation. It's no longer about the Legos anymore either. It's about police corruption, and it's fucked up. It's really, really fucked up. Because, really, this is kind of dangerous because that would mean not every single police officer, but their police officers are in the pocket of a certain church or organization just that sells Legos, and it's nuts. Not to mention, this violates a multitude of things, such as freedom of speech, literally doing bad business deals, and actually doing criminal activity, because they really did make it like a criminal activity stuff. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but I can see the bullshit there. But then there's also the fact that the police can lie about everything and get away with it. They even hurt the guy, apparently, when they were arresting him. And they even try to lie about that, which is completely stupid. And yeah, it's a pretty stuff. Like, to give you an idea how stupid it is, because again, I'll have to go through like pages of how stupid this is. Trust me, when I say Ben has evidence, I'm not joking. He's like, has the gold mine of evidence here. Well, they don't even have, they have like dirt evidence, aka nothing. Apparently, what started the whole police thing was they were stopped by the police officers when they said they ran a stop sign, when in reality they never did. They actually stopped at that stop sign. I am not joking. They even have proof of that. Like, holy fuck, it is nuts. And honestly, it got even weirder because according to what I heard with other updates, because I've been looking into this, I've been having two sources, Internet Versus and Penguin Zero, aka Moist Critical, and apparently the FBI is now looking into it, and apparently the police department is now shutting down on people because now the higher ups are looking into it. I don't know, and I don't really know how this is going to work. Apparently, lawyers are now flocking to Ben because obviously this is fucked up, and they probably just want the piece of the pie or some bullshit, or get notoriety or whatever. But it's definitely a very serious situation, and again, I just made this video just to talk about it because honestly, I feel like this is the most fucked up thing on the planet. But if you're wondering could you do with it if you want to help, apparently Ben has a website that you can go on to and such you can support him through money. Apparently he's selling shirts now, apparently evolving this situation. Again, look it up. It's like in the second video when he mentions it. I might buy one, I might not, I don't know. Who knows? It depends on my money current situation. I mean, just spreading the awareness is probably enough because this needs to be spread even in the lowest parts of the internet because literally this is a very messed up situation. And honestly, that's all I could say on what to do. Like, I can't stop any other people because I know what most people are going to do, and I wouldn't actually blame them because honestly, this is very scary and much more serious than just Legos. Like, this ain't even like again, the whole situation started because they want to give back a old guy's Legos who right now is probably dying in the hospital as the way they're putting it. And it's very fucked up. And like, like really? They literally just called the police on the person? Like, again, I know there's police corruption before. I'm not stupid, honestly. Because, again, this is reminding me back when the whole 2000s happened. Not just that area with 2017 through 19, and I think 20. I think it was also 20, don't get me wrong. But even earlier than that, since, police brutality has always been a thing. But this has to be the most scariest one. And I know that's weird to say because I know other people have died through this crap, and many officers justifiably went to jail over that. But what makes this very scary is because, for one, there's a lot of evidence that showcase this, which is a good thing, by the way, but still, it's very creepy. And two, the fact of how much this is a very, how messed up this shows that companies can use literally any police officers as a military force, which is fucked up. Like, I know that has been said before, kind of. I mean, again, isn't too new. But the fact of how weird this situation is, like, even Nintendo, I know a lot of people hate Nintendo because they too get, like, legal stuff, but at least Nintendo isn't sending the SWAT force after you upload the fucking Switch 2 data mines or something. Like, literally, they're not sending out the SWAT force to shoot you down or oh shit. Like, they're not doing that. Like, again, I can't top like something like Penguin Zero's comments on it because he's got pretty good comments. But the reason why I say he got good comments is, yeah, they're becoming way more like a fictional evil organization. I mean, holy fuck. Like, literally, they're becoming an evil organization from fiction. And it's nuts. And they're even doing more worse than that. Because, and it's really sad too, because the worst part about it too is, like I said, they're trying their hardest to keep their mouth shut. Like I said, and I'm probably the first to kind of point this out, because I'm surprised no one has ever pointed this out. And again, it's in his channel, so go look at it. But they even sent out, there was a leaked memo of them sending out to their other stores, jokingly literally saying that they're like in the middle stage of this, backlash kind of thing, and they're telling their other stores to keep their mouth shut and all that gobbledygoo. And this was actually the first confirmance that they're going after YouTube and Patreon. Now, Patreon's been super confirmed, but YouTube, I don't know, maybe YouTube's just keeping their mouth shut because really, it's kind of funny how the company is thinking like, oh yeah, let's go after YouTube. Dude, have you seen YouTube? YouTube don't even care. They only, like, they really don't care. They have their stupid AI crap and all that gobbledygook. Like, their freaking blockade and all their stupid mumbo jumbo is kind of dumb. So they probably won't even care about what you say because they're, don't really care. But really, it just shows that they're trying their hardest to bury everything. And it's absolutely nuts, to say the least. Like, honestly, there's really no other solution other than they need to drop all the charges, give them back the Legos, give the Legos back, and shut their mouth and hide forever. Because really, this is just messed up. But of course, that is like the sequel. That's too simple for them to do because Jesus Christ. Like, holy crap. But like I said, I did this video just to rant about things about this because I really did want to make a video ranting about this. Again, sorry if it's sloppy. I'm not good at speaking. I just want to get this mind off. And of course, I really recommend you try to support this guy because this is just fucked up. Hopefully he does get a win, but something tells me, and I'm probably going to jinx myself saying this, but if this situation involving religion cults is true, yeah, hopefully that judge isn't with that cult because, oh boy, because then they don't just throw the hammer, they probably pull a Glock and shoot his head. Like, that's literally what I'm saying. So hopefully, but I don't think that will happen. I have a gut feeling this will spread quickly. I'm just picking up some of the slack on the bottom round to spread the awareness. At least the best. That's the best I can do, to say the least. But yeah, also I just want to talk about this because this is just fucking nuts. Anyways, this has been Floxcat, and yeah, I'm probably never going to be into Legos again after this. So, bye-bye.